Welcome to Grumpy Old Geeks. I'm Jason DeFilippo.
And I'm Brian Schulmeister.
I was looking at our numbers, Brian, because I was redoing some of our marketing materials to try and get us some listeners because we have been losing them at a staggering pace, much like my hair. So I'm wearing a hat. And it dawned on me when we first started this show, we had 40 years of combined internet experience, and now we've got over 60 years of combined internet experience. That is fucking terrifying.
Never mention that again. Do not make that part of the materials, and we shall not state that ever. We have almost 3 years of combined internet experience.
We've been vibe coding for 6 months, and that's why we're doing this show. I'm a script kiddie. Yay!
I mean, time is a strange thing. It's been brought to mind more than a few times this week. Like all of a sudden, I was like, I've known you 15 years. How was that possible? Not you, or somebody else. Like here in Toronto, I'm like, how? What? And then, oh yeah, well, yeah. Time keeps on marching.
It does. Into the future.
It's a good song, man.
No, I'm coming up on probably 5 years this Christmas for my stroke even. That's how long that's been.
Yeah, and how long has it been since you broke your leg and then refused to go to the doctor about it?
15? I was talking to MXV the other day. He's like, I haven't seen you in a decade. And I'm like, it's been a decade? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, you've been in LA for quite some time now.
So the funny thing is, it's like this past week, I've been taking all the old websites, like for the movies that I did, that I keep having the posters on the wall for. I found the old demos for them, and I've been putting them through AI to have them rebuilt for modern browsers. Because when these things were built, they were built for 640, 480, or 1028 on a CRT.
Yeah.
And they look like shit on modern displays. I mean, they're tiny. They are tiny. The Titanic trailer that we had was like 240 by 120 in Vivo or VO or whatever the fuck that was.
Real video.
Yeah, well, we actually never used real video on any of the movie websites. I did do a real video demo for Meatloaf, which was it was a 4-frame experience, and you had a control frame, and real audio could then control what you loaded in the frames. So I took the video for one of Meatloaf's videos and put it into a slideshow so it could do it. I don't have a copy of that anymore.
I mean, obviously, because I was doing music stuff, we had we established relationships with Reel because we would stream clips of songs in Real Audio, and I can't even remember what band it was anymore, but we very early on tried to do a live stream from the Whiskey A Go-Go in Los Angeles on Real Video.
Yeah.
And that's when we discovered that you have to pay for streaming rights if you want to record it. No, well, they didn't even have streaming rights then.
Come on.
If you wanted to record anything on video in a venue, you got to pony up some serious cash. So we just did it on the sly, stuck a camera on the bass rig.
That's how we did it.
Yep.
Yeah, when I worked at Rocktropolis, one of the guys who was one of the co-founders that they brought in was one of the execs from Reel. So we were trying to do all sorts of stuff with them, and that was just that was so long ago. But it's been fun digging into the different AI models, trying to get it to build this stuff. And it is just like that sandwich video that I posted last week on Discord. It is like talking to a very stupid intern. Over and over again. And, it's still easier than trying to do it myself because I just don't give a crap anymore.
Right. It's not worth it.
No. I think the thing that I discovered that I love the most is like telling it to do things that I know how to do that I'm just too lazy to do. Like I spun up a new VPS for my website for Jason.fyi this week because the old one was just dogging. So I went to Vulture and spun up a VPS. So I'm like, hey, Claude, if I just give you the root or my SSH key and I set everything up in Shell, can you just go set this up for me? And it's like, sure. I'm like, go. And it came back and it's like, it did everything. I'm like, is it secure? He's like, oh yeah, I'm running fail to ban and all this other stuff. And I'm like, well, what's the stack on it? It's like, well, we're running this. I'm like, no, I want an old school LAMP stack. I want Apache, it's now MariaDB and, PHP, the latest version, whole 9 yards.
Wait, MySQL is no more?
MySQL hasn't been anymore forever. Oracle bought MySQL like 15 years ago or something.
Oh, this saddens me.
Yeah, there's an open source port of MySQL called MariaDB. But most of the kids nowadays use Postgres. But I don't feel like some of the code that I want to port over for all these old websites is just straight MySQL. So I don't want to have to do the
I was a
What am I talking
MySQL.
about? I'm not doing anything. I just have to tell it what to do. I'm like, here, go fucking do it.
I was a MySQL query master, man. I had that down.
Yeah. So it's been fun this week. It's definitely been fun. So I'll post some of the links to the old sites in the show notes. I think that one of the interesting things too is that these things are actually able to do is take old DCR files, shockwave files, compiled shockwave files, and actually pull out the lingo and recreate it in JavaScript. It was just insane. It's like some of the
That would have
assets
been
aren't
very
there,
useful back in the day.
yeah, it would have, just for stealing other people's ideas. So, but I did find some of the director's files, so I'm going to try and shove some director files at it. But it actually even recreated the VRML inside of the Starship Enterprise for the Star Trek First Contact website, if you can believe it. It
That's
took the
crazy.
WRML file and made it work. I was like, holy shit. Okay. I'm a script kiddie now. Yay. I wanted to tell everybody. Everybody's been asking, "Where's Dave? Where's Dave? We miss Dave." I'm sorry, we're just not enough for you. But Dave's been traveling. We've been changing the time that we record the show, and Dave hasn't been able to do it. But on Friday, we're going to be recording a special Dark Side with Dave that will come out as a bonus episode. So we'll figure out how that's going to get released on Saturday at some point. But Dave's coming back, and when you come back from LA, Brian, we're going to try and figure out how we can get it back to a regular cadence with good old Dave, because we miss Dave.
Yes, we do.
We do. Well, Brian, I saw this article this morning, and I just had to put it in here. We spent decades being told Gen X didn't matter. Turns out we're the country's fucking operating system. New census data shows Americans aged 45 to 64 shrank by 2.68 million between 2020 and 2025, even as the 65-plus population jumped more than 16%. We're a smaller generation to begin with, and now we're aging into retirement while there's nobody waiting in the wings to replace decades of institutional knowledge. That means fewer veteran engineers, managers, teachers, caregivers, and the people who still remember why that one production server can never, ever be rebooted. Meanwhile, the Northeast and Midwest are losing Gen X the fastest as people chase cheaper housing in the South. I've had a bunch of friends move to North Carolina, of all places. Go figure. But so after spending our entire lives being overlooked between the boomers and the fucking millennials, America has finally realized who was holding everything together. You're welcome. Welcome. And now we know why our audience is shrinking, because there are less and less of us. And I don't know if you've noticed, Brian, but people our age seem to be dying at a shocking rate.
Well, yes, colon cancer in particular is on the rise in our generation, as I well know myself, having dealt with that. We were the first generation that was raised on microwave meals and insane amounts of incredibly processed foods that were done to make, our moms' lives easier. Well, the biogenetically modified chickens have come back to roost.
The Swanson meal of doom is what we've got.
Yeah. I had a question about this article because I did say, and obviously I didn't go and read the whole thing, so there must be some key bit of information missing here, because it did say, even as the 65 plus population jumped more than 16%, the only way a 65 plus population can jump is if a bunch of Benjamin fucking Buttons are being born.
Well, no, they went from being 64-year-olds to 65-year-olds.
Oh, got you. So
time moves.
Yes.
It's a moving window of age, because soon we will be in the 65 age plus.
Hush your mouth.
10 years for me. Jesus Christ, shoot me now.
Once more into the breach, my friend. You shall go first.
I will. Trust me, I'm unmarried. I have no kids. I have no life. I have a stroke that I've already had, and an unhealthy lifestyle for the past 54 and a half years. I think I'm definitely up first. So,
well, Meta is facing penalties of up to a massive $1.4 trillion. We're finally moving beyond just the coffee budget money. From 4 U.S. states that sued the company over the addictive designs of Facebook and Instagram, according to Reuters. Those states, California, Colorado, Kentucky, and New Jersey, also accused the company of misleading the public about the safety of those apps. We know that's true.
Yes.
We have reported on them saying all of
They
this
have
stuff
reported on
before.
it.
The figure not previously disclosed is close to Meta's 1.5 trillion market capitalization. So yes, we are finally getting to real money that actually means something to these companies. At a court hearing last month, the state said they calculated the penalties by estimating the number of young users affected by Meta's platforms and multiplying that by fines set by state law. Meta revealed the figure in response to a request from the state's attorneys general on how penalties should be calculated, but said that the amount was unjustified. A sanction of that size has no analog in the history of consumer protection enforcement, Meta's lawyers wrote in the court filing. Yes, but there's also no analog to what you are fucking doing to people in the history of this fucking, in the history of humanity.
You're not wrong.
I know. Mark Zuckerberg's company is also facing additional lawsuits from 29 other states not part of that $1.4 trillion suit. Most of them allege that the company violated the COPPA Act by collecting data from kids without the required parental consent. U.S. District Judge Yvonne Gonzalez Rogers will address those claims plus the 4 states' lawsuits at a trial in August. Get my popcorn out.
Yeah, we've talked about her before. She's great.
Yeah, she's great. Another 14 states have brought claims based on local laws that will be heard in a separate trial in February 2027. They have denied the allegations on the basis that social media addiction is not an established psychiatric condition. The company's Instagram head, Adam Mosseri, previously compared it to being addicted to a Netflix show. In response, and this is where I know a little bit of some of this stuff, having a degree in psychology and being well aware of the DSM, the American Psychiatric Association said that social media addiction is not currently listed as a diagnosis in the DSM-5 diagnostic manual. That does not mean it doesn't exist. To provide personal context, way back when, since we just finished talking about how old we are, when I was studying psychology in college, we were on the DSM-4. The DSM-5 came out before I graduated. They're still on the DSM-5. They have not updated anything yet. So screw you, Meta.
Can we get an update over here, please?
They move as fast as our congressman.
Oh man. Weekend at McConnell's. Isn't that fun to watch? Oh my God.
I just had a 20-minute call with McConnell. Yeah. We talked about the DSM-5, actually. Yeah.
Holy shit. That's something to watch. Oh,
that guy's so fucking.
Yeah. Oh.
We're literally watching Weekend at Bernie's in Congress. They're not going to admit he's dead as long as humanly possible so nobody can take the seat.
They got like 2.5 weeks or whatever to run out that clock.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, there should be hearings, I'm telling you, but
there should be common decency, sir.
I have no decency. Well, speaking of having no decency, Meta has launched Muse Image, a free AI image generator from its super intelligence labs, available in the Meta AI app, Instagram Stories, and WhatsApp. The tool can create images from prompts, apply presets, edit existing photos, build ad concepts, mock up home decorating ideas, and eventually tie into Facebook Marketplace, because that's what I want to sell. Fake shit that you just made up for me.
Why would you want it to tie into Facebook Marketplace, which is supposed to be a localized version of Craigslist in which you sell real items that you own that presumably you could just take a picture? Oh, you want people to just start scamming other people because why not?
Yeah,
Okay.
eyeballs.
Got it.
Eyeballs.
Got it.
I'm on site. Yes. Meta is also adding Muse-powered effects for Instagram Stories with Muse Video already in development. The controversy is around a feature that lets users tag people with public Instagram profiles and generate AI images using their photos without notifying them. Meta says users can disable this in settings, but the default is, fucking of course, opt out. Given Meta's history with Cambridge Analytica, facial recognition, biometric data, and surprise privacy fistfucks, users are understandably not thrilled about their latest overreach. And later in the show, I'll tell you how you can opt out of this Zuckerbergian hellscape if you just can't quit the gram because you're on DSM-6 and you know that social media addiction is a thing. Oh, it's such bullshit, my friend. Bullshit. I went through all my friends today. I'm like, let me see your phone. Let me see your phone. Let me see your phone. On for everybody. Turned it off for everybody.
Well, mine's not public, so fuck that. I've never made my Instagram public, but I'm not an influencer. And just again, thank you to all of our listeners that keep requesting me on Instagram. I get a couple a week. Sorry, it's private, family, friends only, people I know in real life. You got my Blue Sky or my Twitter or my Threads, which I don't update any of them anyways because I don't care. So
yeah. You should still go in and turn that off because you know that someday they're going to change the
someday,
wording and it's going to be all of your private ones too. If it's on the platform, it's fair game. Well, Illinois just passed one of the toughest AI laws in the country with Governor J.B. Pritzker signing the Artificial Intelligence Safety Measures Act. Thank you for not trying to make that say something. The ISMA. Okay, that sounds like Schwarzenegger. ISMA. The law requires
back.
The law requires major AI developers like OpenAI, Anthropic, and Google to publicly disclose their safety practices, report serious AI-related incidents, and establish protections for whistleblowers inside AI labs. The headline feature is a first-in-the-nation requirement for independent third-party safety audits of AI companies generating more than $500 million in annual revenue beginning in 2028. So that's a ways out. We'll see. But interestingly, both AI and Anthropic backed the bill even after previously battling over competing AI legislation in the state. While Congress still is sitting on its hands, states are building a patchwork of AI rules that companies increasingly seem willing to accept. Apparently, the fastest way to regulate Silicon Valley is to let Silicon Valley help write the regulations. And you have to ask, why, Brian? Why?
I wonder.
And I wonder. What a shit show. But hey, Illinois has always been at the forefront of this stuff. I mean, I still get checks from Facebook and their biometric shit for overreaches when I live there. So
yeah,
go Pritzker. Look, man, I hope he runs for president and he gets my vote. He's a badass.
There you go. OpenAI Sam Altman has reportedly been in talks with the U.S. government to ensure his company's path towards achieving its goals remains free of political hurdles. According to the Financial Times, Altman has suggested giving the government a 5% stake in the company in order to share the spoils of the AI boom with the public. Anybody looked at those stock prices recently on AI companies?
He doesn't have any yet.
Yeah, well,
he's
not sure what the spoils are. But his idea doesn't only involve OpenAI. Under his proposal, other top AI companies like Google, Anthropic, XAI, and Meta would have to agree to give the government a similar stake in their businesses. What a guy. Hey,
what a guy.
I'm going to give the government a bunch of a little percentage of my company because that's the way this government works. And you are too, other companies that are competing against me.
It's like going to the king and saying, you can have my daughter as long as all of the other kingdoms agree to give them their daughters too. But I feel like I'm a good guy because I am offering my daughter. If they don't want to give you their daughters, then they're the bad guys.
That's right. As the Times notes, giving the government part ownership has worked for another firm before. President Trump used to call for Intel CEO Lip Bhutan to resign until his administration took a 10% stake in the chip maker. And then he turned around and said, and what about you, Dell?
Yep.
Nope. And Dell said, fuck off.
Trump Dell also recently but how much did Dell give to the savings account shit? Like $40-some million?
Yeah, quite a bit.
Yeah. So
talks between OpenAI and the government are in very early stages, though, and the Times says any deal would still require Congress approval. And I basically think Sam Altman is waiting until this nightmarish hellscape ends and some other party is in power so he doesn't have to do this stupid shit.
Yeah, this is all a play just so he can get, GPT 5.6 out the door.
Yep.
So that's all this is. Never believe the shit. Don't believe the shit. Oh, this one I love. This is a growing law. I don't love it. I actually find it fairly disturbing and disgusting, but, it's a weird place around here. I'm Gen X. What are you going to do? A growing lawsuit against SpaceX AI alleges Grok has been used to create AI-generated child sexual abuse material from ordinary photos of minors, with plaintiffs claiming the company failed to adequately safeguard the technology or assist law enforcement.
What are you talking about, Jason? They have told us time and time again that they have shut down all the loopholes involved with this. That you could no longer generate any explicit sexual imagery using their AI that is run by methane power.
And ketamine.
They've told us this, Jason. They've sworn on a ketamine Bible.
Ketamine Bible, that's right.
Ketamine Bible, show title.
The amended complaint adds new victims and describes one case in which a man generated more than 7,000 explicit images depicting incest and rape of his stepdaughter from a single childhood photo from when she was 11 before he was arrested.
Now, in this particular case, I don't blame Grok. This guy's a motherfucker.
Well, you should blame Grok because Grok let him make 7,000 images before he was busted.
Yes, agreed. Not good. I would say not good.
Yeah. So
still, this guy's a problem.
Well, he's not a problem anymore because he shot himself in the head while he was out on bail. So we cleared the
problem. A problem solver. He is a problem solver, Jason.
That's right. That's right. He's a mover. He's a hustler. He's a hustler. The lawsuit also accuses XAI of withholding critical user information, including IP addresses that investigators say was needed to identify suspects after illegal content was detected and reported to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Attorneys representing the victims argued this was part of a broader pattern that hindered investigations. Now, going back to that other guy, he was allowed to make thousands of images on the platform, and it wasn't until he used the term gang rape that he was flagged and reported. So,
which would have been fine had it not been a minor.
I don't even know about that. I think if he used gang bang, he probably would have got through. I bet he would have got through. And Brian, just for context here, this is the company that strong-armed its way into the NASDAQ 100. So now, if you have retirement savings, you probably own some SpaceX AI stock. So chew on that for a bit.
And if you've been following the stock price at all today, we told you. We told you not to invest.
Told you. We're gonna at the end of the show, we will have the reveal for what it's at right now because it's to the not moon, to the center of the earth.
Well, speaking of an AI company that we haven't talked about in a little while, Midjourney wants to see how Warner Brothers Discovery, Disney, and Universal Studios use artificial intelligence technologies in their shows and movies. And according to Variety, it wants the companies to submit that information to court. Last year, the studios filed a lawsuit against the AI image generator, accusing it of copyright infringement for being able to generate images of Superman, Batman, and other copyrighted characters from the studios. Midjourney argued that training AI with publicly available images is fair use and that the studio themselves use the same training practices for their own AI models. Specifically, Midjourney is asking for studios' AI's business plans, research reports, training data sets, model weights, and even the presentations about the AI the companies used for their board meetings, presumably so they could do the exact same thing and try to make their company better because nobody talks about Midjourney anymore. So this is kind of crazy. It's like, yeah, it was all free use and we used all your stuff. But now that you're suing us, well, how are you using it? Are you doing the same thing? What if they're only training it with their own IP, which I bet that these companies are doing because they're not fucking stupid. Because there are more lawyers that work at Warner Brothers, Discovery, Disney, and Universal Studios than there are AI gurus. Way more lawyers. There's no fucking way they're training their own internal AI systems on data that they don't own. But Midjourney wants to find that out. So
yeah, but I would never say never on that one.
Well,
I would never say never on
never
that.
say never. But
no, because you never know what those little nerds are up to in the back room. As we know with our 60 plus years of experience.
Do we remember what the IT departments were up to?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, so,
Human's gonna human.
Yeah, glass houses, stones, AI, all the same shit. We'll see. So, and here we fucking go again. Anthropic has published a new research paper proposing that Claude contains an internal J space, a kind of shared workspace where information is integrated before generating responses. The company compares the idea to global workspace theory, a prominent model of human consciousness, while stopping well short of claiming Claude is actually conscious. Critics argue the research is scientifically interesting, but wrapped in language that leans heavily into anthropomorphism, while references to Claude holding concepts in mind, performing mental calculations, and even thinking about its own thinking.
It's pattern recognition, motherfuckers.
The underlying research may improve our understanding of how large language models process information because we still have no fucking idea, but it's a long leap from interpreting internal activations to claiming anything resembling subjective experience. Now, Brian, we know that this is all because they're planning their IPO. That's all this is about. They're trying to stay in the news. Everybody, it is a game of one-upsmanship from press releases. Sam Altman, here, take 5% of my company. Dario's like, whatever. Hey, ours is thinking it's going to be conscious soon. Remember that AGI thing? Don't forget about that. It might be around the corner. But the thing is, every fucking AI sycophant busted a nut over themselves when this thing came out. They read this and they were just like, "Oh my god!" And then I'm like, "Oh wait, they didn't read this. They probably had it summarized for them using Claude because they're pretty sure none of these guys can remember how to read anymore." But the buzz on AI Twitter was just fucking ridiculous. They're like, "Told you so, told you so," and I'm just like.
And here I am thinking JSpace was just a dating app for our Jewish friends.
Exactly. A friend of mine got married on there.
I think it was JDate.
It was, but
I got dumped because I was German and had tattoos. And she decided it was fun for a while, but that was as far as she could take it with me. She had to get back on JDate.
JSpace was the MySpace Jewish equivalent back in the day.
Oh, God. Blinking and rotating yarmulkes. Anyways, moving on. Cloudflare has announced plans to automatically block mixed-use web crawlers that index websites for search engines and act as AI agents and trainers at the same time. The company previously offered its customers the optional ability to prevent crawlers from scraping their sites for AI chatbots, but now Cloudflare's stance is becoming more defensive by default. Web traffic used to indicate that people were viewing a website's ads or paying for its subscriptions way back in the day, but the popularity of AI models that can visit sites on a user's behalf to pull up-to-date information has upended that system. Cloudflare's new approach is an attempt to rebalance the relationship in a way that's fair for both AI companies and anyone running a website. Beginning on September 15th, new customers and new websites from existing Cloudflare subscribers will default to allow for search but block training and agent use for pages with ads. Mixed-use crawlers that don't give site owners the option to choose whether their site is used for AI will also be blocked on pages with ads by default. Users with free accounts will also switch to these defaults unless they opt out ahead of the September 15th deadline, according to the company. This is good use of opt-in. Yay, Cloudflare. You're doing it right. As part of these changes, Cloudflare is also releasing a new version of the pay-per-crawl feature it introduced in 2025 that allowed websites to block AI web crawlers by default unless companies paid to scrape their content. I'm surprised this still exists because who's doing that?
Yeah, I haven't seen any money.
Nope, haven't seen a dime. So the announcement only mentions partnerships with Ceramic.ai and You.com, but Cloudflare likely hopes other AI companies will join in as its customers opt in. No, they won't.
Well,
but Cloudflare's fighting the fight.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do. That's what they always do.
It's their job. That's why people use them.
Yeah. For free. I've never paid. I don't think I've ever paid them a penny. So thanks for all the free tiers. That just shows that I run websites now that have no traffic at all. Agentic AI isn't just the next evolution of AI, Brian. It's the next evolution of your electric bill. Researchers at the Korea Advanced Institute of Science and Technology found that AI agents can use up to 136 times more energy than a normal chatbot query because they don't simply answer a question. They endlessly call themselves, check their work, rethink it, and then check it again.
So it's like a neurotic human.
It is. It's actually like an intern who you want to have because it checks its work. It doesn't mean it's right. It can recheck it and still get it wrong, but it can just recheck it 10 times. It's like Rain Man.
Mocha latte. Mocha latte. Mocha latte. Yes.
That's it. So the average agent request burned about 348 watt hours and takes more than 150 times longer to complete, with GPUs sitting idle over half the time waiting for the next step. If this scales to Google search volumes, researchers estimate it would require nearly 199 gigawatts of power, or roughly half the current electrical consumption of the United States of America. But don't worry, Brian, I'm sure someone in Silicon Valley has already solved this by announcing an even smarter AI agent whose job it is to figure out why the first AI agent is wasting so much goddamn electricity.
Or, and hear me out here, Jason, this is a crazy idea. You hire somebody fresh out of college as a research assistant, and then you train them up so that they can take the reins over and the institutional knowledge isn't lost and everything moves along to the next generation without all these problems.
Nah, ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that.
Have to pay them. I don't really have to pay these people, except for my token maxing.
I was going to say your token maxing and
everything else that I'm paying, which ends up being more than an intern.
But, they have this thing in their head that they just don't want to pay people. It's stuck in their head. They'd rather pay their buddy who runs the AI company and say, here, you make it work so I don't have these pesky people in HR and lawsuits and poop. These people come to my building every day and they poop, but your AI doesn't poop. So you can come and do the work for me. I think that's what they're trying to say. Right, Brian?
It seems to be. I'd rather not pay for plumbing.
I'd rather not pay for poop. Coming here, they'll poop on you. Well, Amazon's Mechanical Turk is quietly shuffling towards this retirement, Brian. Can you believe it? The service launched in 2005 and named after the famous fake chess-playing automaton, paid people pennies to do the kinds of digital tasks computers couldn't handle, transcribing audio, identifying images, verifying data, and other so-called human intelligence tasks.
But computers can now handle them at 10 to 100 to 1,000 times the price.
That's right. Jeff Bezos famously called it artificial intelligence because the AI was really just humans behind the curtain, which might stay. They should probably stay in business and maybe just rebrand, because there are companies out there making bank doing exactly what they're doing here. I don't, I think Jeff just has enough money where it's like, I'm not going to deal with pennies anymore. So, yeah. Well, Amazon has stopped accepting new customers after July 30th and says it has no plans for new features, while researchers have already drifted away thanks to AI bots contaminating their surveys. Existing users can keep working for now, but the writing's on the wall. So it turns out the humans pretending to be AI have finally been replaced by AI pretending to be humans. It's progress, Brian, but somehow still everybody gets paid less.
It's true.
You haven't really spent that much time in San Francisco, have you?
No. I was in LA, New York, Nashville, London kind of guy. I went up to San Francisco a handful of times, but generally not for work. And I was more apt to be going into, what the hell's the name of that town where Apple is? I was there a couple
Cupertino.
times. Cupertino. I was in Cupertino more than a few times. Yeah.
No, lucky you. I've never been to Cupertino, and I lived in San Francisco for years. Never invited.
I went to the flagship.
Ooh, but did you go to the spaceship?
No,
that was before your time.
It back then.
Yeah, it was way before your time. You were doing iBooks and shit like that.
Yep.
Stone tablets. Hypercard.
Things for people who read.
Yeah. Well, I used to live in San Francisco, and it was a shit show to drive in, and I always hated it, which is why I never drove. I always took public transportation. And here's another reason why I wouldn't want to do it right now. San Francisco's 4th of July traffic managed to find a new level of gridlock after multiple Waymo robotaxis ran out of juice installed in the middle of busy holiday traffic, forcing tow trucks to clear them while frustrated drivers sat for hours. See, in LA, we would have just picked the cars up and thrown them onto the sidewalk.
It's all those tech bros. They don't have the muscles.
They don't have the muscles.
Like, everybody in LA is like training to be in the next fucking Conan movie.
That's right. Yeah. There's like all the fucking you can't throw a rock without hitting 20 American Ninja Warrior wannabes.
Yeah.
So
nobody's working. They're all at the gym waiting for a role.
Yep, that's it. So, the city was already dealing with heavy holiday congestion, dense fog, and transit delays, but the stranded autonomous vehicles added a fresh new hell by blocking intersections and streets. In another incident, a Waymo reportedly drove over fireworks being launched in a crosswalk, highlighting the challenge of preparing self-driving systems for the uniquely American tradition of turning public roads into amateur war zones.
I actually think that I've solved this. I think I know what they need to do. I think all these self-driving cars need to only train their cars in Detroit on Devil's Night.
Okay.
Once you solve that, then we're ready for prime time. Then you can come to our cities during normal days.
Can we do Devil's Night in the rain so they can figure out the puddle problem? Fireworks, gunfire, and moisture.
Yes. Well, Europe's highest court of appeal has upheld a record-setting £4.1 billion, or roughly $4.67 billion, fine imposed on Google back in 2018. Took that long. For antitrust violations around its Android operating system. In 2016, the EU Commission charged Google with forcing mobile network operators to install Chrome, Search, and other Google apps as a default or exclusive search service on most devices sold in Europe. What kills me about this, and I'm not even going to read any more of this because who gives a fuck, £4.1 billion for a search service that doesn't even exist anymore. Because now we just get AI search.
True. Yeah. So
yeah.
So be it. But hey, it's
a lot of money.
It was a lot of money until AI came into play. And that's just like, that's like 4 tokens now. So this one pisses me off. The FCC is preparing to make broadband price labels a lot less useful. A vote later this month would let internet providers bundle so-called pass-through fees into a single vague up-to charge instead of itemizing them, while also allowing ISPs to hide pricing labels behind hyperlinks instead of displaying them prominently. The proposal would also end requirements for machine-readable pricing data, relax phone disclosure rules, and eliminate archival requirements for old plans. Consumer advocates argue the changes will make comparison shopping harder and encourage junk fees, while telecom lobbyists say maintaining hundreds of location-specific labels is an unnecessary burden. I'm telling you, Brian, every time these assholes get in power, it's like taking 3 steps back to the fucking dark ages.
It is. It is. The economy tanks and we lose all the gains that we make on any level, be it technological, be it regulations, be it safety, be it health, be it education, be it anything. We just lose it all. And then we have to start all over again. God damn it.
Yep.
Good job, America. Getty Images has moved to terminate a $3.7 billion merger with rival Shutterstock due to restrictions imposed by UK regulators, the Wall Street Journal has reported. I love the story. The canceled agreement between the two stock photo giants shows that U.S. approval isn't necessarily all that's needed to get the job done. They announced the planned merger back in January 2025 with the aim of creating a stock photo giant that could handle expected AI image competition, and the U.S. Department of Justice had granted unconditional antitrust clearance for the deal earlier this year because that's our government right now. However, the UK stepped in and said, hang on a second, no.
Hold my bangers and mash.
And basically because they said no, it's not going to go through anymore. The Getty's board has decided unanimously to not proceed with the process to sell Shutterstock's editorial business and to terminate the merger agreement, according to its SEC filings. The UK's restrictions also show the dangers that Paramount faces from the UK and other territories with its blockbuster Warner Brothers Discovery merger, despite our crooked government's DOJ approval.
Here's my question, Brian.
Yes.
Do they have to give Trump, or does Trump have to give the money back that they gave them?
Of course not.
So they don't get a merger, and they don't get their bribe back.
That's right.
Yeah, you know what they do get though? A whole shitload of Trump coin.
I'm going to remind everybody right now: bribes are not conditional.
Ah, okay. There's no smart contract? Shit.
If only I kept the NFT with Melania, but I deleted
my receipt. Fuck.
It was hosted on Amazon, and I don't know. It's gone now. I tried to load the NFT, and it's just gone. And my contract was in there. So.
I washed it. I had it in my pocket, and I washed it. Now I've got no smart contract.
Oh God.
Here's a shitty one. It is a world. It is a world. Let's keep it going. Florida Keys Sheriff Deputy Lamar Roman met a woman while working security on the set of Apple TV Plus's Bad Monkey. Repeatedly harassed her for her name and Instagram, then illegally queried multiple law enforcement databases to pull up her personal information.
Human's gonna human.
He escalated things by placing her license plate on an AI-powered automated license plate reader hot list or not, designed to track stolen cars and criminal suspects, so he'd receive real-time alerts whenever her vehicle appeared on surveillance cameras. When the system finally pinged her location, Roman allegedly blasted down a 2-lane highway at over 70 miles an hour, past multiple vehicles illegally, nearly caused a head-on collision, and pulled her over despite having no legal basis whatsoever. Investigators say he later admitted the entire thing was illegal and that she wasn't suspected of any crime. So the next time someone says, don't worry, the surveillance system only catches bad guys, remember, sometimes the system works exactly as it's designed, but just with a plot twist. But I'm glad they're making a new season of Bad Monkey. It was a fun show.
Yeah, I hope this guy is out of a job.
Oh, yeah. This guy should be behind bars. It's stalking and using, but it's Florida too.
Stick to generating AI images, you fuck.
Grok, it's there for a reason.
Well, the launch of Meta's latest set of AI glasses not only reignited but also intensified public anger surrounding the devices. Critics have raised concerns about how the glasses are being used to creep on women and about privacy in general, especially since modders had already found a way to disable the LED lights indicating that the user is recording. Some modders have even turned removing the LED lights into a business. Now, Meta is attempting to assuage people's worries with an FAQ. That'll do the trick.
I got to stop you, Brian. The one thing that I still remember from the Slender Fungus website was your FAQ was frankly asinine questions, and I still love that to this day. That was awesome.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Rare praise from the Defilla bro.
Hey, yeah, you knocked it out of the park on that one. I still remember to this day. That was great.
Well, the company has addressed the backlash against the devices in the FAQ. Meta explained that its glasses come with a white light called the capture LED, which blinks briefly when the user takes a photo and continues blinking as long as they're recording. Capture LED, it wrote, has no off switch, and it's there so everybody knows the user knows that they're recording, except for the fact that there's obviously a way to turn them fucking off. Otherwise, you wouldn't be writing this. Its device's camera will automatically be disabled now if it detects the capture LED has been blocked, Meta said. And that safeguard has been in place since the second generation of its glasses, except obviously it hasn't been, because since the second generation of its glasses, this shit has continued to happen.
Yeah, I've seen videos. I've seen YouTube videos of the guys who do that for a living. They know how to Dremel the thing out perfectly and with precision so it doesn't trip up that sensor and it still goes.
But the FAQ says the device won't be able to take more photos and videos until its system detects that the capture LED has been uncovered or is in place and operating. Jason?
Well,
what say you?
I say that's
the
not true.
FAQ tells us that this is safe.
Boss, the FAQ says it, so it must be.
Meta has admitted in its post that it has seen some people go beyond using tape to sophisticated efforts to modify or destroy the capture LED, and is now going to update its devices to disable the camera if its system detects the capture LED has been physically tampered with or destroyed. How's it going to tell that, Jason? Apparently a software update. How's that going to work, Jason? Probably not very fucking well.
I love that I buy a pair of glasses from you. They're my glasses, and I'm not allowed to do what I want to do with my glasses. Somebody get Cory Doctorow on the line. He's only been bitching about this for 20 fucking years.
This is a valid point. I actually agree with you, Jason. First off, I think all these devices should be shot into the 7th layer of hell. Fuck this crap. We don't need it. But if I do buy the damn thing, are you telling me that your software update is going to tell me if I'm in the dark trying to record something, you're going to decide my camera is now disabled and you're going to fucking brick my fucking $10,000 glasses? Fuck you.
Yeah, that's exactly what they're saying. So, yeah.
So I'm never going to buy any of this anyways. Stupid.
Well, you're not. I saw a thing on Instagram today because I'm addicted to the gram. Somebody get me the DSM-6. And somebody was going around London putting up bus advertisements, like fake Meta advertisements, and it said the biggest advance in pervert technology since the trench coat. I love that.
Nice.
Very good. And just because these fucking fucks, Meta
because
is
of the
testing
wonderful things they do.
Yep. Meta, the ones we just talked about with the lights and the glasses and the pudding and the things and
special technology in our FAQ that will stop this from happening. Yes.
Yes, special FAQ technology.
Yeah. We could be asinine technology. Bat.
Meta is testing a prototype of AI-powered super sensing glasses that would continuously listen and observe the wearer's surroundings, snapping images every few seconds and analyzing audio so users can ask what they saw, heard, or forgot during the day. The company reportedly wants the feature to run without illuminating the recording LED, making it far less obvious to everyone else that data is being collected.
But Jason, we're going to run the camera 24/7 without the LED on to detect if you're running the camera without the LED.
So if you're wearing 2 pair of glasses, there you go.
Got you. We got you.
Meta says the goal is personal AI assistant that eventually replaces your smartphone, while claiming privacy is built into the design by extracting metadata instead of storing raw recordings.
By extracting metadata, you mean sending it off to a third world country where a bunch of people are watching it and then sending it back? Gotcha.
Where a bunch of Africans are spanking it to your porn. Thanks.
Understood.
Yep.
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Yep, got it.
Does no one at this company read the fucking news or the
They
room?
don't even read their own FAQs, Jason.
Well, this is a different FAQ. This is a separate branch of the FAQ.
They didn't read the other FAQ. They needed the glasses to remind them that they forgot that they read the FAQ from earlier.
What the fuck with the freaking FAQ? Well, a new survey of nearly 6,000 tech workers finds the industry splitting into two camps: people who feel AI makes them more capable, and people who feel it makes them less valuable. About half say AI has amplified their work, while others say it has destabilized or diminished their sense of professional identity. But burnout is also climbing. Nearly 56% report significant burnout, up 11 points from last year, and fewer than half are optimistic about their careers. Most workers are not primarily afraid of being replaced by AI. They are afraid AI will raise the productivity bar, lower quality, and force them to do more work for the same pay.
Bingo.
Now,
That is something I've been hearing a lot from, particularly from very highly skilled fields like lawyers. It's like no. You're just giving us these tools and you're mandating we use this so we can work even harder,
yep.
more, all the time.
Designers and researchers are the most anxious, and founders are still the happiest because of fucking course they are. And good managers remain the biggest buffer against burnout. Now, Brian, I want to talk about this 50-50 line because this comes back to exactly what we talked about when AI started to hit. All of the LLMs and all of the AI shenaniganery. You have shenaned before and you will shenanigan. All of the shenaniganery behind it is taking all of the human knowledge, compressing it into one giant bubble, and then you get an amalgamation of everything, basically flatlining knowledge, right? We are basically, you're getting the average of human knowledge that's going to come out of this thing. So we've always said the smart people are fine. It's bringing up the dumb people. Now what we're seeing is the smart people are pissed off because they're being brought down to the level of the dumb people because they're forced to use this thing that is dumber than they are generally. The dumb people are very happy because they're being brought up to the level of the smart people.
And the other thing is happening that has happened to you in your career, that's happened to me in my career, that's happened to my wife and her career, that's happened to almost all the smart people I know, which is all of a sudden you're punished for being good at your job because now you have to do more and more and more work because you're good at it and you get it done and you actually have a sense of responsibility, as opposed to all the dumb fucks you work with that are now just using AI for about 3 minutes a day and figure that's the full day's worth of work. I'm logging out. I'm done.
It also reminds me of the Jim Jeffries bit where he talks about the dumb kid who got drunk and then hit a school bus full of kids, and now we all have to drive 35 miles an hour because one dumb fuck screwed it up for everybody.
One bad apple fucked it up for everybody. Yeah.
Thanks, Sam Altman. Fuckhead. Anyway, let's move on to something more palate cleansing. But I just thought that was fascinating that 50-50 line is actually, they've quantified it now. It's a 6,000 person study from Larry Wachowski. I can't pronounce it, but his business newsletter. Not the Wachowskis. No. But his newsletter is like the number one business newsletter on Substack. He's got a really like baller audience, and this is like the couple of years in a row he's done this. So I trust the numbers. I trust his statistical analysis of the situation. So there you go.
All right. Well, I don't know what you were doing last Friday night, but after the World Cup game that I was watching ended, I tuned in over on Apple TV, on my Apple TV, to watch Silo.
But what about the plus? Where's the plus?
My Apple TV, Apple
Plus,
Apple TV
Apple
Plus
TV
on my Apple TV app on my Apple TV device.
There you go.
Yes, there we go. So I tuned in to watch the first episode of season 3 of Silo. Now, I'd imagine this would have been quite shocking to anybody that has not read the books and did not know this was coming, but it was great. So for me, it was a little bit boring because I was like, yeah, you're establishing the lay of the land as we move forward. I know the lay of the land. Let's get cooking. So
I'm old and I have a terrible memory, so it was fucking awesome because I didn't remember anything.
You should have read the FAQ.
Oh, damn it. No, I thought it was great. I can't wait. I'm very happy, and it's one of those ones where I just want more. I want to binge.
It's great. It's back. I love the entire cast, and I can't express how in love I am with Rebecca Ferguson. I think she is God's gift to humanity right now. Like every time I see her, I think I am but a mere mortal, and I exist in your orbit. So there's just something about her, particularly with the show. She never really caught my eye before. With Silo, she's just so good and just amazing. So
that's why when you asked me what I was doing Friday night, that's a loaded question. Let's move it along. Sugar.
King the monkey.
Sugar
Yep.
with Colin Farrell is back. There's 3 episodes out right now. I love this show. It's really good. It's good to see him in something that's not the Penguin, because I actually forgot he was the Penguin because he was so fucking good in the Penguin
Right.
that I'm like, wow, it's unbelievable how different it is. But if you haven't watched season 1 of the show, it's a great detective show with a lot of twists, and the twists keep coming at the beginning of this one. But they've toned it down enough where it is mostly a really cool detective show, and he's just great in it. I really, really enjoy it. Really, really enjoy it.
Nice.
I just, again, pissed off that it's once a week. I want to binge.
All right. Well, speaking of Rebecca Ferguson, although I have heard that she is barely in this movie at all, the official trailer for Dune Part 3 has dropped, which is technically book 2, because Dune Part 1 and Part 2 are just the first Dune book, and then they're promoting this is the end of the story, except it's only the second book, and then there's the third book, and then there's a fourth book, and then
But weren't the other third and the fourth and the 17th book, weren't those shit? What you said?
No. What? No.
Oh, which one? When did they get? When did they become shit?
After the original author Frank Herbert died, and his son started to co-create books that continued the story with other sci-fi authors, and those are fucking horrible. But Frank Herbert
so how many Dune books were there that are good?
Okay, there's Dune, there's Children of Dune, Dune Messiah, Children of Dune, God Emperor of Dune, Chapter House Dune. I think that was it. There's 5 or 6.
Where's
It's on Wikipedia, for Christ's sake.
Where's Dune House
There's a
rules?
fact, Jason. There's a fact.
Okay.
Anyways, all the original Frank Herbert ones are good. They do get fucking weird, but weird in a really good way. And I love them. So anyways, the story's not over, but I would probably say the filmable part of the story is over.
Okay. It looks amazing. I watched the trailer.
It looks really good.
So fucking good.
Yeah.
I went back and I watched the both of them back to back not too long ago. They're solid. And I really want to go back and watch the Bene Gesserit series again, because that was really good too.
Oh, that should be coming back.
It's supposed to be coming back like, in
God, this is the problem with streamers now, right? And just the whole way that all this stuff is done. I almost forgot that even existed. It feels like it was out 5 years ago.
It came out when Dune 2 came out, so it was about 5 years
Listen,
ago.
people, we have to get back to, you have 32 episodes in a season, plus a fucking very special Christmas episode, and you're back the goddamn next year. What is wrong with you people?
Put these people back to work. And I don't know if you saw the news that came out that Netflix is saying that, like 70% of people don't stick around for season 2.
I wonder why.
Their seasons, because it's been 18 fucking years and the kids are grown up, and you've had 4 strokes and you can't remember who the fuck the characters are.
Even if you haven't had a stroke, Jason, I literally have to have a note in my notes app about the shows that I watch, and I have to Google them every now and then to see if we're ever getting any more or what the fuck is happening.
Well, see, if you had Amazon Prime, then they've got these new AI recaps that'll tell you everything that you needed to know, but wrong about the season that you just missed 4 years ago.
But like when I sign up for one of the authors I really like on Amazon, so I'm supposed to get a notification if a book actually comes out by that author, I will never get a notification.
I know. I get the notification, then I have to text you and say, hey, did you hear this guy's got a new book coming out?
At which point I say, fucking no, I signed up for a goddamn motherfucking notification.
I think Christopher Moore has probably had 7 books out since the last one, because none of us have gotten any fucking notifications.
Yes. Well, we have a solution to the problem, or at least Hollywood does, or at least some company that is trying to get into Hollywood has a solution for this problem, Jason. If we want 26 episodes plus a very special Christmas episode and we want it done every single year, we'll just use AI. Tilly Norwood is an AI actor that pops up every now and again in various marketing stunts. She's now supposedly going to star in her own movie, according to a report by Variety. It's called Misaligned, and it's being made by Particle 6 Productions, the same company behind the Uncanny Valley adjacent Norwood. It is being described as a comment, oh, who gives a shit? This is never going to happen. This is just a goddamn press release to try to pump up their numbers. We all know that. No movie is coming. They've barely been able to make anything that's longer than 2.5-minute music video that is nightmare fuel if you actually have to watch it. I did for you, listeners, so you don't have to. Don't.
Okay, well, what you can watch, because you skipped my story, I had to move it down here in the notes. Lucky is coming out July 15th with Anya Taylor-Joy. So that will bring joy to the world, Brian. Very much so. Yes, it's Anya Taylor-Joy.
She's cute.
Yeah, I like her. So it looks pretty good too. It's a series, or what do they call it? Limited edition series.
So it's 5
they can
episodes, and then maybe we'll get more in about 17 years. Gotcha.
Exactly. Yeah. I think it's 8. Don't quote me on that, because
8 seems to be the number that people have settled on. If we're lucky, if you're lucky swine, you get 10.
Yeah. I think we get no. Yeah. I don't fucking know anymore. Make more shows.
Remember, there was a show that had Felicity in it, and it had the last season, 17 years ago, had a reunion of some of the West Wing members. I can't even remember the name of the show. It's been so long.
The Diplomat. It's coming back.
When?
I don't fucking know.
2030?
2030. That's right. When we're in the home, we can watch it on. We can ask our nurse to turn it on for us when we're in the fucking home.
These actors are going to die before the next season hits.
Because we don't care, Brian, because they've got AI.
Okay.
They don't care.
All right.
I did watch another movie this week. I watched Normal with Bob Odenkirk. It's another one of his Saul Goodman becomes action star movies. Because Nobody was great. I never watched Nobody 2. I didn't hear any great things about it, so I wasn't too inclined to watch it. But Normal is actually really fucking good. It reminds me of a Edgar Wright movie. It reminds me of it's got the silliness of a Shaun of the Dead with it's good. I highly recommend it. It's a popcorn movie. Brian, get a bottle of wine or watch it drunk on a plane. Actually, you probably can't watch it on a plane. It's pretty fucking gory, but it's funny. So I recommend it.
I'd be surprised at what they show on planes these days.
That's true.
Full frontal nudity. It's unbelievable.
Tallywhackers 2 in first class.
Anyways, WhatsApp. Meta has announced that its popular messaging platform WhatsApp would introduce usernames. These handles can replace people's phone numbers, allowing them to keep that personal contact info more private if they wish. It is not active yet, and it will see a global rollout over the coming months. However, reservations for usernames are now open, and there's a scramble for people to secure how they want to be known to their friends and family, as well as to the app's broader community. It's a gold rush. I tell you, if you want 3 initials, good luck. If you want to have the same tag on all your platforms, get in quickly. Link in the show notes tells you how to do it, because who cares?
Who gives a shit?
I mean, I did it just to have my name. Why not?
Oh, I use WhatsApp almost never.
I actually use it a lot. So
okay, because you're an expat and you're hiding out in the Great White North.
That's right. I'm hiding on a Meta platform. How's that going for me?
Yeah, really. So just real quick, and this is how you get rid of the AI in your Instagram. If you want to do it, open the Instagram app and switch to your profile. Then tap the menu, which is the 3 little lines in the top right, and open settings and activity. Scroll down to the sharing and reuse section, and don't sneeze into the microphone because that would be bad. Deactivate the individual switches depending on your version, and you will find separate options for post, reels, and original audio recording. So get rid of that shit. Please do it for the kids. Do it for the children's. Your children, so that you don't want in fucked up AI videos that nobody's telling you about. And I do want to say thank you to, let's see here, Brian Blondell, John Sylvain, ES on Patreon and on Discord, EX617B, Mike, Acid Poet, Triforce Hunter, DJ, Pseudo Veggies, Killer Mike, and anyone else I missed because of their recommendation for the Libby app, which people have been telling us about forever. And I see you raising your hand, Brian. I'm sure you told me as well, too.
I told you on the last show, which is why everybody then came and told you that. I was the OG.
Actually, some of these are from about 2 years ago on Discord. But I don't remember.
But I told you last week.
Brian, you should remember that when this show is done recording, I don't remember a fucking thing that we talked about, even after I edited the entire thing and exported it.
I told you 7 times, apparently, because you had to edit
it. Thanks, Brian. I appreciate it. It's great. So I got my LA County Library e-card and didn't even have to go into a branch, set it up in seconds. Now I got it. So
actually, because you put it in the show notes, it got me off my ass to finally download the app and install it, and I've done it as well now. So, although I do feel guilty because there are so few readers, and I have, knock on wood and all that, and thank you, and I have the wherewithal to actually buy books, and I feel like I need to because authors barely make a living anyways. But screw that. Especially if I'm trying out a new author, I'm definitely going to go to Libby first and read a book. And then if I really like the author, then I'll go buy some.
Yep. There you go.
And speaking of authors that I would definitely be purchasing books from, I finally did finish another book somehow. With all the World Cup games I've been watching, I found time to squeeze in another one of them. The First Contact series by Peter Cowdron. And this one was called Gold Rush. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Fantastic
All
book.
right.
Had a good time.
Excellent. I was sick for so long that I had to stop taking my walks, so I'm behind on my books. And now it is like, the devil's taint outside, so I can't walk because it's so fucking hot. So I don't know when I'll get back to it, but I can now because I got Libby. Yay! Well, let's move into the people that make this show possible besides us, because we're awesome. Over at Patreon, we've got no new subscribers, so nobody's keeping the show alive over there, except for Ben, Brendan, Jennifer, Justin, Annie, Gabriel, August, Patty B, Morbid Butterfly, and Russ Fuss, who continue their support over at Patreon. We love you to death.
All right. Thank you so much. Over at PayPal, we've got Joseph, who sent us his cut of the winnings from his poly market bet on Norway versus Brazil.
Love it.
I do not condone this behavior, but I do condone the money coming in. So
appreciate it.
Michelle Flamen, who sent us $75, says, with love from the Netherlands, go Norway.
All right.
I was happy to see you knock out Brazil. Keep going. Knock out England. I'll be thrilled. And Tim, who sent us $100. Fantastic.
Ooh, thank you, Tim. Over the tip jar, we've got Patrick. Thanks, Patrick. And over on the merch table, Glenn from Australia and Alistair from Pennsylvania, my home state. And over at YouTube, JW Hart at JW Hart just signed up for a membership. So so everybody knows how to keep this show going. You can go to patreon.com/GOG and sign up for as little as $3 a month. And if you pay for the whole year, you get a discount, and you can give us more than $3 if you like. We like that you do. So please consider doing that. You can go to PayPal. You can go to our tip jar. You can go to YouTube now. You can sign up for a membership at YouTube. Everything is listed at GOG.show/donate. Brain fart.
Speaking of brain farts, do not write in. I am aware of the fact that Norway and Netherlands are different countries. Netherlands is out of the World Cup. Norway is the one that is continuing on. So thank you, Michael, from the Netherlands. Sorry you got knocked out the same round that Germany did. And go Norway.
I like that. I like this. We're doing fact checking on the fly. It's great.
I didn't need AI for that. I just needed to rub two brain sticks together. Dunk, dunk. There we go.
Brain sticks. So, and a shout out finally to SpaceX stock, which closed the day at $145.29, which is below the strike price.
Until next time. The landing.
Until next time, I'm Jason DeFilippo.
And I'm Brian Schulmeister. Thanks for listening to Grumpy Old Geeks. Get all the links and goodies from today's episode at gog.show/754. Want to keep the grumpiness alive? Toss a few bucks our way at gog.show/donate. Every penny or farthing helps keep the show on the air. Love the show? Share it. There's a share button in your podcast player. Use it to spread the grumpiness to friends, foes, and everyone in between. We'll love you for it. Swing by gog.show to join our Discord and chat with us and other show fans. Got thoughts, feedback, cool links? Hit us up at gog.show/contact. And don't forget to leave a 5-star review at gog.show/review, and we'll read it on the show. And we've got merch. In fact, we're taking special requests for merch on our Discord these days. Snag your grumpy gear now at shop.god.show and stay grumpy.